any of you remember A.T.O.M, Alpha Teens on Machines? I doubt my American viewers do, but it was a TV series about 5 teenagers solving people's problems with their vehicle skills that aired on Jetix in the early 2000s. It was also a part of the Action Man series, the UK version of G.I. Joe. Most people already know of its toy line, but did any of you know it had a video game on the PlayStation 2? I actually remember buying it myself for a couple of quid at Woolworths, rest in peace. But for some reason the game never worked on our system. It actually happened with all the Blue Disc games we had. Title Legends never worked either. So it always remained a curiosity. Until today, when I finally decided to see what I've been missing all these years, and proceeded to dive laughter for an hour or two. This title is a mission-based driving game. You alternate between the 5 characters, except Lioness for some reason. She's mentioned in one mission, but you never get to play as her sadly. And try to solve the task within the given time. They're all pretty short, so most of them don't overstay their welcome, thankfully. But it doesn't matter what character you're given though, because all their vehicles control like bathtubs on wheels. Be prepared to crash, spin out of control, or even clip out of bounds while handling these things. You can press R1 to reorient yourself, but it only feels like a band-aid solution for this game's terrible controls. As for the missions themselves, some are pretty simple, like driving to the end of a course, or destroying a specific enemy vehicle, but then there are some really annoying ones, like a bunch of escort missions, we have to stay close and make sure someone's ride doesn't get destroyed, and there's also one mission I hate in particular, in which you have to navigate through a maze and destroy all the enemies within a time limit, and the radar doesn't help much because it only shows the locations of the enemies and not the maze itself. Do I have permission to slap whoever came up with the idea for this stage? Oh, and one more thing. If a civilian's car gets destroyed for whatever reason, you lose and have to start the mission all over. Why is it my fault they got in the way of enemy fire? Also, a good chunk of the missions take place in the same map, so there's not a lot of level variety unfortunately. Just by looking at this footage, you can probably tell that the game was rushed or made on an incredibly tight budget. It could look okay in some places, not really a fan of the copy and pasted 2D trees, but most of all the models and areas look very basic, flat and lifeless. It's like the modelers did the bare minimum and called it a day. Plus the menus and HUD are horrendous sights to behold, full of stock assets and can be weirdly confusing to navigate. And as for the soundtrack, get this, there is no soundtrack! Apart from the show's title theme that plays in the main menu and mission logs, all of the audio you're getting in this game are engines, shooting and collision sounds. The music you're hearing is actually the battle theme from Spectrums. I needed something to play in the background of this. I don't think you need me to tell you that this game is terrible. Thankfully it's only an hour and a half long, and leads more into so bad it's good territory. So that's why I'm not completely losing my mind at this thing. Also, the game doesn't even feature a credits reel, though I don't think anyone would want to put their name on this atrocity. I think it goes without saying I wouldn't recommend it, unless you're looking for a good laugh. And most of you will probably need to import it anyway, since it was only released in Europe and Australia. The developers at Brain in the Jar should be downright ashamed of themselves for producing this crap. Maybe my PlayStation 2 was doing me a favor for refusing to play it all those years ago.